is here. I know many of you may find this pretty boring, I guess, but that's kind of how it is, building. As I said before, people, you gotta know how to have Sitzfleisch, which is the ability to sit through something long and boring. Bet you didn't know that, did you? Okay. Hello, what we got here? Oh, I say, it's a viewer. Hang on. Okay, so apparently I gotta refresh chat because they say that the stream is apparently not running again. So let me just refresh chat up here. It's funny. Should have refreshed. Okay. Oh, I think that should have worked. We'll try it again. Okay, moving on. Turn that the other way. Okay. Oh, I say. Hang on. You got it back now, compadre? Okay. Okay. Moving along. Let's see now. Yep. Okay. Alright. Continuing on. Oh, for God's sake, I did a wrong move again. Yeah, at least it's only minor. Okay. Okay, so now let's flip these to the side. Alright, and now we're adding these to the sides of the turret. Bear with me here. Here we are so far. You see the turret? That's what it is so far. Okay, so now we are moving on with more of these things. Okay. Looks like we are going to be putting on the back of the turret next. Yep, I was right. Adding the back of the turret here. There we are. There's the definitive shape of the turret out there. You see the outline. It's hard attaching some of these pieces here. So here we are. You know, compadre, that's a very good question. If I was to put it into perspective, It can take me anywhere between 30 minutes, hour and a half. It all depends on if I'm preoccupied or how many pieces it's got. The biggest ones that I've had have over 800 pieces. This one currently has 480 pieces, believe it or not. Hopefully that answered your question rather satisfactorily. As you can see, the turret is getting built up here. As you can see, everything's going again. Yeah, that's no problem. And again, more building up on the turret top. Okay, so now we are taking this little wrench hand piece, if you can see right there, and we are adding the top light to it, as it's showing in the instructions. And there you go, there's the light. Oh, ow, oh God. my cord for my headphones just pulled a hair out of my leg. Yeah. All right. All right, so folks, here is the turret, and now here comes to the favorite part, adding the gun. Ah, darn it. Always be careful when you're pushing these things on here like that. Like that. There we go. How many? Oh, that's a good question. I'd actually have to go downstairs and count them. I'm being completely honest with that. Just check this. Yep. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, and here we have the completed turret and gun. So, with that, let's do this. And also, as I see here, we have to put on the crewmen. Yeah, that's no problem, compadre. That's no problem. Figures are constructed. Wait a minute. Just remember, Commander goes over here. Just get the gun thing in. And ladies and gentlemen, here we have the Russian T-54 main battle tank. Believe it or not, some countries actually still use this tank. China actually uses a version of this tank known as the Type 62 or the Type 59, which is basically a licensed copy of this tank. It's not very good in considered to modern day standards, but, well, some countries don't really have any choice but to have this thing. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, the T-54. Now, let's get on to some good stuff. Let's get to Second World War stuff. Right over there. Alright. Wait right there. I'm gonna grab myself the next kit. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Here is the next kit we are going to be building. What is this? This is the Jagdpanzer 38 Czech. This is the Jagdpanzer 38T, also known as the Hetzer. Hetzer is German for Baiter, which literally basically translates to this thing is extremely good as being good for ambushes. Now, what this thing is this thing was built on the chassis of the Czech Skoda 38 light tank, and well, in German service, it was known as the Panzer 38T. The T stood for Czech, and basically, they turned it into a very, very effective not assault gun, a very, very effective tank destroyer. I only saw one of these, which was at the CFB Borden in Canada. I got video in front of it, and I'll be telling you, this is a compact vehicle, but it's still pretty tall. It's over 6 feet tall, but compared to other tank destroyers, this thing is very small compared to the others. That's again why they called it the Hetzer, because it was ideal for ambushes. So, without further ado, X-Acto blade in hand, let's cut this baby open and let's get building. And once again, I screw up by cutting straight out of the lid. Twice now. That's better. Here we go. Bottoms up. Move the T-54 box out of the way. Place the Hetzer box there. Couple large pieces. Another large piece. Here's the instruction booklet. Place that right here. Gonna open it up right away just to get that out. Okay, so the first set is asking for all of these bags, and then they actually have a number 2 bag, which is separate. That's interesting. They don't usually do the number 2 bag unless there's a complete number 1 bag. But again, I ain't complaining. often do I use it? That depends. I mean, it's either when I'm doing my modeling stuff or when I'm doing this. So basically, right nowadays, I guess you could say once a week, currently. Over the summer, I was using it a lot more because of all the modeling stuff that I was doing in preparation for the D-Day reenactment at Conneaut, Ohio. Again, you guys will see that in my channel once I get that video done. All right, need another piece of watermelon. Comes in quite handy. Have a little nutrition with you. Keeps you going. All right, so we are starting off with the big piece here. And some of these long pieces here. So now let's see what we got here. 1, 2, 3. So here we are with the first step already done. Whoa. Take these up a little bit. There we go, there's one. Where's the other one of you? Where you? There you are. Whoop! Ha 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 ha! Instruction book tried to escape this time. The little bugger. And now we're going to be taking these whole pieces, as you see here, with these pegs, and that's going to be creating the stuff for the suspension here. Oh. Again, pieces are trying to run away from me. What is it tonight? I don't know. Just moving the X-Acto blade out of the way. So here you see, that's how it is with the suspension. I know it's not really suspension. I'm not exactly sure how you'd put it, but that's basically kind of how it is. I mean, it's a building kit. What do you expect? Later, Emmers. Time to flip it. Pretty incredible, huh? All the stuff that comes, all the pieces that go into a small kit like this, I kid you not. Okay. Whoop, that's not it. Oh, that's only 7. I can't use 7, 8, 8. Heh. Yeah, this stream is going great so far. Guys, you have been crazy. How many pieces to that one? 420, compadre. 420. That's 420. That almost sounds like, does that not almost sound like the score to a game? Oh, who else do we got on stream now? Who else is watching? Okay. Oh, darn it. Oh no, look who has returned. Well, little train boy, what decided to bring you back? You got bored? Alright, so we're starting to put the front lower plate on. So we'll do that. So there's the front lower plate, as you can see. See the angle? I bet you can see the angle. Okay. I know you, little train boy. I know you. You listen to me about this stuff more than anybody in this family. Hey, little train boy, you spelled that wrong again. Basically, when you want to do something like this, you gotta you gotta have a rhythm for this, really. Ah, we're adding the engine piece now. Hey, little train boy, just remember, I'm triple your age, so don't try that. Remember that. Wrong one again. Alright, as you guys can see, we're building up around the engine block and all that, and the crew compartment. So we are going to continue on with that. Sorry about my hair. I took a shower earlier. It doesn't like to stay up. And, little train boy, you're telling me this. Why, may I ask? Okay. Ooh, we're starting to build the mount for the gun now. Okay, so let's see what we got. Let's see what we're starting off with. Flat piece, small black, black with a peg, double-sided piece, hinge action, up, rotate, mounting for the gun, and this piece here. Alright, so now we are attaching this to here. So I'll show you here. See this little thing here? The reason why it's like that is because, yes, that still means you're 7, though, little train boy. That still means you're 7. Remember that. The reason why this thing has that little maneuver thing here is because it's got a limited gun traverse in real life. I mean, like I said, if you look at the picture, look at the picture on the box. You see that? See that right there? That's the gun. It has no turret, which means it cannot turn 360 degrees around like the T-54 can. And basically any turret tank it has. Good. Trying to get away from me again. There we are. There you go. Continuing on. Again with the camouflage. Good one, compadre. Good one. I like that. Alright, so here it is. So far. You can't tell much difference, I know, because the camera's blurry. Gotta stretch my leg out a bit. It's one of those times where you just sit for such a long period of time and your joints get stiff. Woo! Alright, let's switch back to this pose again. Okay. Again, that's why it's funny, compadre. That's why it's funny. Okay, so now we're starting to build the flanks of this thing, okay? So I'm going to start with that. With these. White. That's the wrong side. Ha! Party fouls. Flip these here. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it, little train boy. That's why I encourage you guys to come here. I don't do these streams for nothing, you know. Yeah, that's why I do these streams, so everybody can have a good time. Okay. Continuing on. Alright, so I'm guessing these are the, yes, the rear flanks, so these are going to be the sides of the engine block. Alright, so now we're attaching these to the sides. Okay. Alright, so extra pieces put away. So here's what we have so far. Now, if you're wondering what the cross on the side is, the black cross with white outline, that is the marking for the German army that, well, I should say, the Wehrmacht and the Luftwaffe, which are the German army and the Air Force. Nowadays, it's called the Bundeswehr, and it's still called the Luftwaffe. And basically, sorry, compadre, no spoilers. Back to what I was saying, the symbol itself, what this is this is the Balkenkreuz, which is basically the symbol for the German military. Basically, yeah, it's changed. If you go on Wikipedia or something and you type them, you type out Balkenkreuz, that's BALKANCREUZE, or KREUZE, excuse me, you'll find this, and it'll explain it to you. So now, time to open bag 2. Alright, so here are the tracks. We're going to set those aside. I got these things, these little bendable rubber pieces here. At least it's in a good way, compadre. At least it's in a good way. Crack these little pieces open. They're always a pain in the butt to have to worry about because they just roll all over the place if they're round. But hey, at least they're well rounded. And again, like I said, only take out your track pieces when you need the tracks. Okay, so now we are ready to get started with finishing the casemate, putting the gun on, and adding the tracks and the suspension. Or the wheels, I should say. Okay, so we're starting off with these pieces. Yeah. Sorry. Had to try something. There we are. Okay, so seeing this is going to be the hatch on top. You can see how it's bending like that? That's the hatch. For this kit so far, just this one more with all these. It's hard to explain. Alright, so I'll show you the end of this step. So here's a look, see? Here's the hatch. Very simple, huh? Now with the hinge pieces, as I said, I'm guessing this is probably going to be the back. Yes, I know, compadre. I'm well aware of your little habits. Just like mine. Okay. Hey, I gotta take a couple of the black seeds out of this. Great. Alright, so let's see now how we asking about this. We are putting the rubber bit on the hinges here, as I showed you before, and we are bending that down. Oh, I'm not good. you gotta know how to make a commentary. You gotta know how to keep people entertained while you're basically just sitting here. Okay, so we got to bend this over on the top here, which is going to be for the engine block. We got to bend those out just a little bit to force that open there, and we need to close this down there. Okay, so gotta move on with that. We gotta. Okay, so here we are so far. This is what it looks like. You can see how the back end's here. It's got the little engine exhaust pipe right there, and you open it up. That's how you can see the engine right there. You see? You're supposed to put it down there. Basically, it's just how it goes with all this. We just build and build and build. That's how my stream goes. Make sure also you're like trying to wiggle your feet, because I can feel my left foot starting to fall asleep again. In fact, give me just a moment. Gotta wake the poor thing up. Ugh. Man. Oh, did something wrong. Gotta apply the little breaker. Okay, so this I'm seeing is going to be the front. The hole right there is going to be where the gun goes, so you'll see that as we continue on there. That's better. Okay, so now we are moving on with the next pieces. We are adding the angles on here. Are taking this here and mounting that on there. And here's what we are at so far, people. See how the front is there. But yeah. Here we are, the front plate is now a little bit cleaner. Here we are so far with this. As you can see, matlet's starting to come up together. Well, that's kind of the mount for the matlet. I'll explain that as we go along with that. That's time to flip it over. Okay, so now we need to slink this into here. How in the... Wait a minute. Okay. So, seeing this now, hang on. So here we are with it so far. Pretty impressive, huh? Front plate came together pretty nicely. Oh, let me just take care of that right there. Try and get that from the side. Okay, moving on with that. Oh, I know what we're doing. We're starting to build the flanks of the vehicle armor now. So, just a little bit more, more watermelon. Okay. Ugh, had a little trouble putting this thing on now. Oh, I see. Okay, let's see now. Okay. Okay. Excuse me, swallowed right there. Alright, folks, I'll show you this now. Here are the side frames, so we're going to attach those onto the sides of the tank now. Sorry, tank destroyer. It is not a tank because it does not have a turret. So here we are, as you can see, with the sides of the Hetzer. Alright, so we're turning this over, and we are now adding the suspension wheels. Okay, folks, here are the suspension wheels. As you can see, there's not much. There's 4 large suspension wheels. Oh, and the next thing up on the list is the tracks. So it is time to get the track bags and cut them open. So let's see what we have. 47. So we want to do. Probably do 7 things, or no, 6 things of 7, and then add 1 of 6. Yeah. There's 7 for the first one. Alright. There's 2. There's a 3rd one. Hey, I got these. God bless me. There's 4. There's 5, 1 more of 7. Hang on, I gotta cut a couple of these pegs off. Alright, so there's 6 of the 7, that's 42, and we gotta add 1 more of 5, so that's 47. And now we're going to add the entire track together, and we shall then mount it on the tank destroyer. Let's see now. Okay, so the front's that way, and we are going to face these tracks this way. We got to push the side shield up so we can get that around here. And we flip it back over, and we get this all attached. Okay, so that's the first one. We are going to put the extra pieces in the bin, and we are going to open the next track, and we are going to do the same thing as last time. We're going to do the 6 of 7 and the 1 of 5. So let's do that. All right, there's the 7, the 1. Three. 7. 7 for the third. That's 7 times 4. That's 7 times 5. 1 more 7. Seven times 6. And now we add the 1 of 5. Okay. stretch out. Oh. Okay, gotta cut these off of 2 of these again. Alright, so now we are going to add the second track now. Side skirt down. Feed it in. Uh-oh, track came off. Okay, let's see what happened here. Try the second time. Oh, shoot. Broke in another place. Alright, let's try this again. Darn it! Keeps popping on me. Let's do it on top of one of the wheels. Nope, don't you break. Alright, that's better. So, here we are with the tank so far with the tracks, and we are moving on with the next pieces. So let's see what we are doing. We are coming to the next spot on top, so we are going to rotate it around, and we need a brown piece here along with the green hinge piece here. Or not hinge piece, more like a knuckle piece. Okay, and now we are adding the antenna on the back. Alright, we are moving along with the stuff up here. And now we're adding the gun. Alright, and now we are going to put together the minifigure. Oh, the minifigure's got an eye patch. Turn the hands around to make sure that you can take it. And ladies and gentlemen, I give you I give you the Panzerjäger 38, the Panzer 38T, the Hetzer, The mighty, mighty Hetzer. I actually play with one of these types of tank destroyers in World of Tanks Blitz on my mobile phone. Or not mobile phone, my mobile device, my iPad. You guys can feel free to, if you go into my channel, you'll find the information about this, and you'll be able to join me on World of Tanks Blitz. Feel free. Just remember, you're going to need a fairly large amount of storage space, because World of Tanks Blitz is a very big game, I should tell you. But when you get on, you'll really have fun in this. So, as much as you guys would probably find it illogical, what do you say we're up for another build, shall we? Let's do that. Give me just a moment, and I shall pull out the next one. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen. This right here is the Cobi kit of the Panzer III Ausführung E, which is the Panzer III Ausführung E, or Aus E as they like to be known. This, during the early months of the war, was the main battle tank of the German forces. It had, It had 30 millimeters of armor on the front. It had a 37 millimeter KWK 36L60. And this thing was a very good gun at the start. It could take on any tank that it wanted. It had trouble with the French tanks because their armor was so thick. But after that, it basically it could not fight anymore. But this thing was all right. I mean, I'm not a fan of it. I prefer its big brother, the Panzer IV. But hey, guess what? This is exactly how it's going to go. So, without further ado, let's grab our X-Acto blade and let's cut this baby open. Again. There we go. Oh, look who it is! Well, look who's up at this hour. I'm surprised with you, Oso. You're just in time. I got another one going here. Remember seeing this one in Conneaut? You remember that? Well, here it is. Bottoms up. Oh, that's interesting. These ones are more gray instead of black. That's cool. Alright, so unlike the Hetzer, we have 1, 2, 3 bags. So, let's see how they want us to start with this thing. Alright, so we're starting with one of the big long gray pieces as bag number 1. So, headphones back on. X-Acto blade out. Let's cut this thing open. Oso, I'll be honest, you missed quite a lot. I already built 2 kits. But you know something, just for you, Oso, I'll show you them. I'll show you these right now. Here's the first one that I built tonight. This is the T-54. Feel free to go back on the stream once it's all set, and you can feel free to watch this, okay? Okay. And here's another one. I just got this done, Oso. Here's the mighty Hetzer. Remember this thing from tank videos? I'm sure you do. Alright, enough chit-chat. I'm just going to grab myself a little watermelon. Alright. Okay, Eeyore. Take it easy. Have a good night. I'm going to be on here a little while. Come on. There we are. Yeah, how you doing? Also, you managed to make it back for another stream. That's great. Speaking of which, also, if you're listening to this, I now have a donations link in my channel description, so you guys can feel free to donate to the channel. And if you guys get a chance, if we make it to a goal for the donations, I will gladly do a giveaway to a random picker in the chat, and that random picker will get a specially built tank of their choice from Cobi, from me, and you'll get it signed by me too. How about them apples? Okay. Okay, there's a very flat piece of watermelon. Yes, oh so really. But that can only happen if you guys are going to be able to donate to the channel. Oh. Yeah, I've heard that before also. I've heard a lot of people are lagging a lot with the stream. I don't know why. Maybe it's just how it is here. I really don't know. Okay. Eh. Oops. Okay, moving along. You're still lagging, Oso? Are you? Pardon me. Wait, oh, this has to go on the back. Well, who else is watching now? Who else is following the stream? I know also you are. What time my next stream? Are you referring to like next week or something? Also? Well, these are interesting. We're adding some of these pieces here, as you can see. See those pieces with the double peg? Next week. Next week, I think, is probably going to be about the same time, 9 o'clock p.m. But yeah, I mean, I'm still going strong here. Oh, well, it's always also, if you don't remember from last stream, as I did say, I'm here every Friday. Okay. We're trying to add the tops of the suspension now. So here we are, as you can see, starting to come together a little bit. Come together, just like it is. It's a building kit. Duh. All right. Okay, let's see what we're doing now. Taking two of the side peg pieces, and we are going to combine that with this little piece here. Okay. Alright, we got a piece that seems to be hiding now. Where are you hiding? Okay, let's take a look. It's probably stuck in one of the bags, I bet. No, it doesn't feel like it's stuck in any of the bags. Did it fall off again or something? I wonder if it fell off. Where are we? Where are we hiding? Yeah, would you believe it? Trying to go around finding pieces again. Oh my god. Can you fall off the front here? No? Where are you hiding? I swear to God, it's like I forget looking for a piece, and then I find it right in front of my face. I feel so ridiculous. Wait, oh, I see. Again, I screwed up. I put on the wrong freaking piece. Again. Okay, so now we are going to continue with the pieces here. Alright, so here is how it is coming so far. I believe this is the front of the hall. Oh, hello, look at this. It's the game card that comes with these new things, huh? Cool. But I don't really need them. I don't use them. I don't use these things for gaming. Okay, so now we're going to continue on with this, and we are going to move along. Oh, that's funny. I thought I pressed that thing down, but it didn't go. Huh. Hey, also, little piece of advice. Check my YouTube channel. You'll find it. I guarantee that. Remember, read the description box of the videos. It'll say about things with Facebook and stuff like that. It'll give you that information. I promise you that. Okay. Uh, okay. Okay, so now we are adding this other big gray piece there. So we are going to attach that. Okay, so we got that. So here is the chassis coming together. Next step, there and there. Wait. Put pages. Sorry, just also listening to That's no problem. That's no problem, also. Feel free. By all means. I'm still gonna be here. Oh, hey folks. Adding the engine. Okay, so we got this coming on the back here, and we are adding some of these pieces here and here. Here it is so far, folks. There's the engine on the back. Oops, wrong piece. But so here it is. Hull's coming together. You can see the front there is starting to come. Am I right? Yep, that's the front. I'm not sure if you guys noticed on this tank. If you look down here, they got these little doors on the side. I think that was supposed to be an escape hatch or something for that at the time that it was built. I'm not sure if later units, I think they may have, but I don't know. It's a good question. I'll have to look into that at some point. Alright, so now we're adding the headlights with this too, so let's see what we are looking for. Sorry, just listening to more live stream stuff from the Mighty Jingles, and I'm actually listening to his buddy, his German buddy, Mr. Conway, who's a World of Warships person. So feel free to check them out. I guarantee you'll have a blast. I'm gonna try and press this on here. Oh, man. Yeah, fingers starting to hurt with this. Alright, adding the headlights, and we are going to add some of these corner pieces now. Hey, you made it back, also. Good to see you back. You showing this to your family that was there with you at the event? Because I'm sure they'd love this as well. Well, the reason is because if you look on these boxes, see at the top corner there? That says Cobi. It's the production company. It's a Polish company that's like Lego, but unlike Lego, which does not do combat stuff, this does. And I gotta say, they're getting very good at it, because a lot of the stuff that I have seen, I swear, it's incredible. Oh, they are? Okay, alright. Sorry for me asking. You know my curiosity. Alright, so we're continuing on, building these up. Alright, so we're continuing on. We are building this thing up a little more. Okay, so that's good. Hey, also, like I said, you can feel free to look this stuff up online. You'll find it. Alright, so here we are with the next step. You can see how it's building up. Yeah. Here's another look. Next step. Yes, yes. So she's a Disney fan. She's a very avid Disney fan. I don't mind it. In response to her calling me that, I just call her Eeyore. It's just a thing. Good. Well, shot one off at me. It almost killed me. Okay, so here's what we got so far with this. As you can see, it's got the machine. You can see the little machine gun at the front. Oh, this popped up. Keep that down. Alright, next up. Oop! Almost fell off on me again. Oh yeah, hey, also tell me, since you're still here on stream, did you guys enjoy Conneaut? Did you enjoy the reenactments? So what is this going to be? Oh, I see. So that's going to be on the back. Oh, jeez. Pulled out my hair on the thing again with the frickin' thing. Alright, so extra piece away. So now, we're going to open bag number 2 with this. Am I going to make another one? Oh, maybe. That I don't know. Also, problem with me is my family is like busy during the summer, and the reason why I went this year was because it was the 75th anniversary. I would love to go next year because I would love to go and see the final reenactment day. That I would love to see, because I didn't get to see that. Alright, let's see where we're at now. We are doing the engine block flap. So here we are with the updated top. But yeah, also I would love to go again. It was really fun. I had never expected an event like that. I'm sure you're probably already aware about us sitting behind that 88mm gun and that thing going off. And I didn't have any ear protection on, but I was still fine. Okay, so I'm guessing this silver piece is to be a jack. You don't get notifications. Oh, well, yeah, see, the thing with YouTube now is they did something, that's why I'm streaming off of a thing called Streamlabs. But basically, here's one thing you should know. I would consider writing this down, but yes, that 88mm gun was loud, I'll tell you. I felt my chest thump every time it went off. But word of the wise for the future, for future streams, write down that it's usually at 9 p.m. on Friday nights, just to let you know. Okay, so we're gonna continue on with this. I gotta force this in here. Alright, so now we're flipping it over, and we are going to move on with the suspension. Wait. Okay. I'm glad you enjoy it. I'm glad you enjoy it. I do my best to make my viewers proud. So here's the suspension so far, and let's see what we are doing next. Okay, so I gotta bend this wire over to do this. So we are gonna secure the suspension in place. Okay, and now we're going to start adding the suspension wheels on the bottom here. Yeah, it's a good thing that there are young viewers like you out there also who can sit around and pay attention to these things. It's something in German, and you'll hear it if you rewatch the stream. It's something in German called Sitzfleisch. Now what that is that's German for the ability to sit through something long and boring. Which frankly, I'll be honest, in this day and age, majority of the people don't have the attention span to even attempt to try that. That's why with us history people, you really got to learn to do it, because guess what? You don't do it, you're gonna have struggles in the future. Trying to bounce around like a freaking Mexican jumping bean. Adding them on. Alright, so here's the suspension so far. Now there's two more of these I'll show you. Well, of course you don't think it's boring, because someone your age should be willing to be interested in this stuff. However, most people your age are not, which is why nowadays people that are my age don't really like to pay attention to this stuff. Well, also, you can feel free to tell your friends about these streams if they want to tune in as well. Like I said, the subscribers help a lot. Yes, there was. It was the Christmas truce, I think it was 1914, I believe. The Germans and the English and I think some of the French went out and started playing soccer games out in the middle of no man's land. I kid you not. But that is true. That is absolutely true. But the officers kept it low key because they did not want to have to deal with repercussions from it. That goes to show you just how humanity can show itself during times of war. Okay, so here are the suspension wheels, as you can see, fully intact on both sides. And now we're going to start doing the tracks. So let's see, they're asking for 48 on each side. So we are going to do 6 sets of 8. Eight for the first set. Set number 2. Eight for the third set. Fourth set of 8. Fifth set. And there are 6 sets of 8. So we're going to take the extra pieces and put them in the extra bin. Oh, I do watch some YouTubers. I do. Give me just a second also, and I'll type those in chat for you. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? Also, if you go to the description of one of my videos, send me an email, because I can put in all the names of the YouTubers that I follow, and I can give those to you that way. Alright, there's the first track. And we can open the next one. Have a sip of my milk. Well, that's the thing also. For YouTube channels, you have to make sure that you keep providing content for people to see. That way people can subscribe to you. And you also got to get the word out there. Because if you don't get the word out there, then people aren't going to know. 8 for the first set for the second track. Second set of 8. Third set of 8. Oops, flip that over. Fourth set of 8. Fifth set of 8. And sixth set of 8 for the second track. And now we're going to attach everything for the second track. Alright, track is fully connected, and we are now going to attach it. And, whoop. So there you guys go. There's both tracks. So now we are going to move on, and we get to bag number 3. So time to get up, stretch a little bit. When it comes to stretching, it helps. That's what happens when you're doing this. Been at it for over 3.5 hours now. Holy smokes. Please open. And now all bag 3 is basically the figure and the turret. Getting everything all set up for the last one of this model, that is. Alright, all bags away. And now we can work on the turret. As you can see, it's starting to come together here. And here he is. Yes, also I do love trains. That was my first love. I'll be honest. Oops, wrong piece. Yeah, I'm still going at this. This is the longest I've been going at something like this on a live stream. Wait, what? Oh, I see. Well, if the activity's like this, chances are I will be as well. Oh, so. Are your friends watching with you? Mm-hmm. Flip it over now, and we're adding things onto the bottom of the turret. You can see there all this. Hey, also Slumber Party, tell me, how many of you guys are there? Okay. Alright, now to add the pieces with the Balkenkreise. Yes, I do like some anime. Uh, I'm not the biggest fan. I try and watch the animes that are like combat oriented towards like World War II. I've seen a few. I've seen a few of them. They're all right. They're not the best, but everybody has their preferences, you know. And here we are. Keep going. Gotta itch a little there. Heh. Hey, everybody. We're doing the gun mantlet now. So 4 in total, I take it? And ladies and gentlemen, here we have the Panzer IIIe turret. And yes, as you can see, there are two 7.92 millimeter machine guns in that turret. So, and here is der Panzerkommandant, or the tank commander. And ladies and gentlemen, here is the third. Also, I have 2 cats, you know that. And here, ladies and gentlemen, here is the Panzerkampfwagen 3 Ausführung E. Pretty cool, huh? An early war predator. So, since you guys are still here, I'll tell you what. Let's build one more tonight. I got one more kit for you guys. I'll be right back. I'm going to get it. Oops. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the new and improved version of the Polish 7TP light tank from 1939. This fought in the Battle of Poland with some successes here and there. In the Battle of Warsaw, I remember, the German panzer divisions outran their horse-drawn supply lines, and two platoons of this, or was it two? Is either, I think it's a battalion or something. However many of these completely wasted the Germans. I think I remember the Germans lost like 40-something tanks in that battle because of the ambush positions of these. And it's funny. You'll learn this. If you guys remember, also you probably remember this from Konya, you remember seeing that thing that looked like a Panzer II? This tank, its gun was so good. At 100 meters, this thing could penetrate 60 millimeters of armor at 100 meters. The Panzer II's gun could only penetrate, what was it? I think it was like, you know what? I actually have the book. Let's take a quick look at this. I can review it. Alright. Here's the book right here. Panzer II versus 7TP. Let's see. Yeah, so if anybody people you know who are from wargaming, let them know this, because I'm probably going to be doing a video on this too. The Panzer II ammunition, which is armor piercing, that ammunition at 100 meters can only penetrate 20 millimeters of armor. And the 7TP, which had 37 millimeter APHE, that thing can penetrate, wait, let me just read this real quick. Hang on. Yeah. Okay, so actually, this thing can penetrate 60 millimeters of armor at 300 meters. So just imagine how much this thing can penetrate at 100 meters. Do that math. So, I'm going to put the book away. Alright, so, now here's the issue with this though. The issue with this tank was its armor was so thin. It was 15 millimeters thick. But in the engagements that these two tanks engaged in, the Panzer IIs and the 7TPs, the Panzer IIs were completely outgunned. They had a 20 millimeter autocannon, which had a horrible shell velocity, dispersion, and penetrating power. This thing had a 37 millimeter gun, which was a licensed copy of the Swedish Bofors gun. That's why this thing could do so well. But there's another thing to this, but I'm not going to tell you guys that until I'm done. So, without further ado, let's open this bad boy up and let's start building. Oh, wow. Huh. Relatively small instruction book, but hey, it's a light tank. And yet 2 bags for this thing. Interesting. Alright, let's open up bag number 1 and let's get started. Put bag 2 aside. Ugh. Party fail there. How you guys at that slumber party doing? Doing all right there? Alright, so how are we doing this? Okay, so we got this starting off like that. Gonna need this long piece here, starting at the front. Line that up behind there, putting these two behind it. You're gonna see the size comparison between these two, I'll tell you. You know something? Hang on a second. If you guys can wait like a minute or two, I'm just gonna go get something else to eat. I'll be right back, okay? Be right back. Okay, I am back. What do we got here? So I think we talked about this at Conneaut, I'm pretty sure. Okay. So I got myself some nice white cheddar mac and cheese pasta here. Alright, so we're starting to build the base up for this tank now. Oh. Go rolling away on me. Okay, there it is so far. Base is coming along quite swiftly, if you see. Okay. There we are. Is there any other questions anybody from your slumber party would like to ask also? Because I'm all ears. Oh, put the thing on the wrong way. There we go. Oop. All right, where'd you go, you runaway piece? Where'd he go? Oh, ha! Caught him with my hand. Also, are you guys hearing me loud and clear there? Here we are so far. There we are. Sorry. Gotta keep myself running. Gotta stretch out myself a little bit. Oh. Yeah, if your buddies have any questions for me, feel free. They can feel free to ask it via the chat. And here we are. Update. Oops. You know, also, if your buddies have phones, they can feel free to go onto my YouTube channel and show yourselves as more viewers to the channel. It helps. Yep. Pete's tried to run away. What's on my shirt? Oh, it's one buff. It's a thing for it's a thing for where I live. I live in the Buffalo, New York area. Alright, so here's what we have so far. This is all the suspension that's there. Oh boy. Alright, there she is so far. That's the under suspension side. So we're now attaching it to the bottom of the thing. Alright, so far so good. About a little bit more than 2 hours. It's not bad. Hour drive from where? You mean Conneaut? Or do you mean New York? Oh shoot. Wrong color. Alright, so we got more people coming. Let's keep it going. Keep it going! That's what the streamer Honest Gaming would always say. Keep it going! Alright, flipping it up. And we are going to attach it onto here. As we can see, this is more on the front of the hull here. Alright, so there it is. It's coming together. Okay, seeing these. These are the leaf spring suspension here, so that's what I've got to be doing. There you go, you can see with the suspension now. Runaway piece again. And now it's time to open bag number 2. Again, keep your track links separate. Alright, let's see what step we are on now. Oh, wow, I just felt that. Hoo, hoo, hoo. So I just gotta take care of something real quick. Huh? Are you trying to say weird? Or what? Okay. We are here. Yeah, I know. Happens. I wouldn't say it's weird. I mean, also, I mean, let me tell you, to me, I started being interested in this stuff when I was 6. So there shouldn't be anything wrong with you. All right, so here we are. You see, these are the side guards. They're like the mud catchers for the tracks. More. You know, also, I just remembered, you being you being that young, you should have it. You should people like you should have interest in this stuff because it's like it's one of those things that people seem to forget even existed. Like they don't even hear about it in history books. I'll be honest. Here we are so far. Hmm. That's no problem. That is perfectly no problem. I'll gladly talk to you. By all means. And here we are. See, it's coming together. Oh, people, track time. Roll them over. So what are we looking for? 42? Okay, so 6 of 7. Gotta stretch out again. Holy cow. Oh, yeah. Stretch those legs out. Woo! What? I just remembered something. I gotta do this. There we go. And these small tracks are very tricky, so you gotta be careful. Link number 1. Number 2. Number 3. Four. 5. On the last one now. And there's 7. Or 6 of the 7. So now we shall put the track together and get the track on the tank. Here's the track. Alright. Turn on its side. Gotta carefully feed this through here, it's a little tricky. I'll turn that on its end. That is strange, like that's supposed to actually fit, but it's not fitting. You know what? I probably did something wrong. Let me take a quick look. Yep, I know it. There we go, that's more like it. Wait a minute. Wait. Let me take a look at this. Let me just check the box real quick on this. Yeah, that's correct. So, there's the first track, ladies and gentlemen. And now for the second track. Alright, let's continue. One. Two. Three. No, it doesn't also. Four. Five. And that's six. Okay, extra track link in the bag. Second track. And there we are. There's both tracks. Now we can continue on with the kit. Oh, I see. Looks like we're starting the turret now. So here you are with the turret so far. Also, you're reading me loud and clear? Alright, good. Oh, now it's showing that you're viewing. I don't know, it's probably just a very laggy thing, I guess. I don't know. I don't know how to say it, but no matter. Doesn't matter to me. Okay. Oh yes, here. If anybody wonders, here's this these white symbols here. I think it's like a jaguar or something. Alright, we're adding the gun to the gun mantlet now. Wait a minute. Give me just a second. Something just doesn't seem right about this. I want to take a look at the model that I have of this. Okay, good thing I attached this then. I knew something was up about this thing. Okay, okay. Okay. Adding these to the sides of the turret now. Mm-hmm. Okay, gonna move this along. Alright, moving along swiftly. Oh yeah, here. Here is the completed turret with the gun. Alright, so here's the completed chassis, as you can see. And we put the thing in the bag, and the bag goes in the box. We close up the thing, put that away. And, ladies and gentlemen, this is the final kit that I have now. And here it is. This here, as we can clearly see, this, ladies and gentlemen, is the Polish 7TP, the Polish light tank from 1939 in the Battle of Poland. Now, before we end the stream, I wanted to show you guys something, alright? I have the 7TP here. If you guys remember, you remember the Panzer III? These two were opponents during the Battle of Poland, believe it or not. I kid you not. You think, a small 3-man light tank compared to a 5-man medium tank. Now you'd be probably thinking that this tank would win at any point in time. Well, that's not entirely true, because I'd hate to break it to you, but the Polish gun was actually far superior to the one of the German gun, believe it or not. The Boforza was absolutely superior to the KWK, and it proved very worthwhile, not only on the 7TP, but also on the Toad anti-tank gun, the 37mm there. Excuse me. And, well, I mean, like I said, the Poles didn't have enough in sufficient numbers to hold back the Germans, and their tactics were not as adequate as those of the Germans. The Germans, with their blitzkrieg tactics, a lot of the tactics that the Polish learned were technically from the French and the British, which were basically defensive and more orientated towards the First World War. Well, thanks to Heinz Guderian, the father of the Blitzkrieg, or how do you say it in German? I believe it's the Vater von der Blitzkrieg. These tanks were able to basically sweep Poland with this. Of course, it didn't help that the Russians decided to invade at the same time from the east. And some of these tanks were even involved against the Russians, though the Russians had the BT-5s, which had 45mm guns. But technically, the BT-5s were a lot worse than the Panzer III, because their guns did not have the same penetrating capacity as the 37mm gun on the Panzer III. But yeah, I mean, that's basically how it is. And it's funny you should know this. Some of these, the 7TPs, after being captured by the Germans, were eventually used in police service for the German army. And in 1944, we, with our Shermans and Stuarts and all other sorts of tanks, after the Battle of Normandy in 1944, we encountered these things in German markings, the captured German markings. And well, that was the problem, though. The problem was these tanks. You think about that. If they were not able to withstand the Blitzkrieg with the Panzer IIIs here, imagine what it was like seeing this tank go up against an M4 Sherman tank, which instead of this having a 37mm gun, a Sherman having a 75mm gun. And that thing could vastly outrange the Bofforza of the Polish tank by far. I kid you not with these statements. Remember, I don't say stuff incorrectly like this. Now let's see if this thing into turret turn. There it is. A little bit tricky. But yeah, this looks a lot better than the original one that I had. In fact, especially the gun. Because the thickness of the gun on the old one was like, if you guys remember watching from 2 weeks ago with the 2-pounder, it looks more like that and not like this. But hey, what can I tell you? The way things work with war, it's absolutely incredible. You think about how things just got bigger and bigger and bigger with that. But both tanks served their purposes. The 7TP served its purpose by defending Poland very valiantly, I will say, because they knew how. The Poles didn't. The Poles, I'm not saying did not know how to fight. They knew how to fight, and they fought courageously against the Germans. Because guess what? Poland was always kicked around and pushed around for years upon end. And well, it's just how things are nowadays, because guess what? Poland is a very under-recognized country, I gotta say. It's very unfortunate. And, well, the Poles were working on bigger tanks, but they really couldn't be helped with that. And the Panzer III, this thing was used up until 1945, believe it or not. In certain cases, not this variant. The Ausf-E was used up until the Eastern Front, when Operation Barbarossa took place. Some of these still had that 37mm gun, and there was no way that that gun could penetrate the armor of the Russian tanks, meaning the T-34 and the KV-1. It could deal with the lighter Russian tanks, but after that, there was no way it could. There was absolutely no way. And, well, now, I will say you're probably wondering why this tank was still in operation by then. It's because the Germans were running out of time for production. Because it's just, well, these tanks just were there. They could still be used, but their effectiveness was gone. Completely gone. The Panzer IV, this thing's big brother, that was the tank that still had its... Excuse me. Sorry. But this thing just... It was good at the start, but by the Eastern Front, it was completely inadequate. Sure, it eventually got upgraded with the 50mm L60, but that still didn't compare to the Russians with their 76.2mm F-34 guns on the T-34s and the KV-1s. And as time continued going further and further on, it completely lost its effectiveness. Now, it could still technically do it on the Western Front. In fact, it was still used at that time, but that was because the armor of the tanks on the Western Front were worse than the Russian armor. You get where I'm going with that, guys? I hope you are. But yeah, but I mean, here, like, you look at the size comparison. Look at the size comparison between these two. Now, as you can see, the Panzer III is slightly taller. It's wider. It's got wider tracks. I mean, the Polish tank was developed off of the British 6-tonner, which was built by Vickers Armstrong. So this thing was the 7TP, the 7-ton Polish tank. And the Panzer III was a completely new design that originally started, I think it was in 1936, I believe. But, and also this. The Polish tank had 15 millimeters of armor max. This tank had 30 millimeters of armor max. Well, there was still a problem with things. It's just, it all depended on the tactics that they used. You gotta remember, Poland was the first use of the Blitzkrieg tactics. So, with those being in play, the Blitzkrieg tactics were in their infancy. But they did perform a resounding success. And I do have to be honest, if any of you have watched the series called Greatest Tank Battles on the military channel, which is now the American Heroes channel, or you can feel free to look up the series on YouTube. If you watch that, it says about the modern warfare, like the Iraq War with Operation Desert Storm. An Iraqi prisoner was brought into one of the Bradley fighting vehicles, and they noticed on the inside of the hull a picture of the German Generalfeldmarschall Erwin Rommel. That's right, Erwin Rommel, the Desert Fox. If it wasn't, and they asked, why do you have a picture of your World War II adversary there? Well, the answer to that was, if it wasn't for tactics that were developed back then, well, guess what? We wouldn't be where we are with tactics today, because a lot of the armored tactics that we use today were developed by the Germans. You see, it's not that they were all bad. I mean, the Nazis were bad, but the German officers who were army veterans since the First World War, they developed these tactics to change warfare. You remember that the First World War was armor in its infancy. Well, they didn't. The thing, like countries like Poland, they thought it was going to be. They had the same general mentality as France, which would mean that it had the potential to go into another First World War scenario, meaning that it would be bogged down, sitting still, and basically slugging it out with each other. Well, that's not what the Germans thought, because the Germans thought ahead. They didn't want it to be like the First World War. Every country said that, but Germany really pushed the tactics. And that is why the Germans got a lot of the credit with the Blitzkrieg. Because guess what? Lightning war, it's moving. People did not really want to be moving super fast, to be outrunning like the cavalry and whatnot. Well, unfortunately, that's kind of how it was with certain countries. But you know something? It's tactics like this that developed here, as I'll say, as they developed in this era and were brought up to the modern era. With things like the Blitzkrieg, tactics nowadays are able to be like this. We still remember and we still use these tactics today that were used back then. But of course, there's one thing we have to know nowadays that's different from back then. The difference is, nowadays, as it's said, with like the US military and whatnot, we have to have a flexible command structure, which means that when you are in combat, you're able to make decisions on the go, being able to make them at a split second to change the outcome of the battlefield. The problem with how it was with the Iraq War was the Iraqi command structure followed the Stalinistic communist style command structure, which was extremely rigid. And that meant that if the leader did not give an order, you did not do anything about it. That's the difference nowadays, is because of things like this, things like the Blitzkrieg, that we've been able to do stuff like this with a flexible command structure. Blitzkrieg is very important to realize in history, okay? Many think that it was a part of the bad things that happened. No, Blitzkrieg is just a part of the war. We all learned that the war was very, very deadly. But what can I say? I mean, it's stuff like this that is a part of history. You need to learn about it, because if you don't learn about it, you're going to be asking questions in the future like, why did this happen? Where did this happen? And why does this happen nowadays? It's so you can have those answers for the future that this stuff is here. That's why I build these things, so I can have an idea of what the past used to be like. And what can I say? I love Legos, and I love building with this stuff. But yeah, I'm seeing the time now. We are coming up on 5 hours, ladies and gentlemen, a 5-hour live stream. I'm so glad that you guys were able to come and watch this tonight. And seeing this, I don't have any more Cobi kits with me. So if you guys want to see more, make sure to donate to the channel, and make sure to let other people know to donate, because guess what? It's those donations that can help me keep this going. So thinking about that, I'm probably going to have to come up with something else for the live stream for next week, because let's face it, I'm not going to have any Cobi left. So also, if you're listening to this, feel free to let your family know about it, and feel free to share it. I'm going to do my best to share it with other people. And all I can say is thank you guys very much. And remember to like the channel, or excuse me, like the videos, and share it with everybody you know, and subscribe for more notifications. And until then, this is the Tank Commander signing off. So all I can say is farewell.